AM 1160 and WCCSradio.com, 746. Time for our monthly segment with ICTC. And Mrs. Kelly Fox is here with two young ladies. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm. In the Best of Indiana County contest, Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. The most important part of any ICT visit is the food.
Todd.
Okay, well, maybe not the most important
Isn't culinary so special, though? Because
yes.
every month you get something. And so every month, whether they're in the studio or not, and typically not, right, because they're up doing all the things that they do in the kitchen and in the bakery. But they're represented no matter what.
Look at that.
So for the holiday coming up, obviously, lots of people like
pumpkin roll.
Yeah, so have some pumpkin roll.
We'll show that too.
Show that off on Facebook Live. And
now, did the two ladies with us work on this logo design?
I don't know.
That was created before.
That was before. That was before you came.
Mm-hmm.
You would have done it better, though, huh?
Yes, and so let's, as we recognize culinary, always remember that the presentation comes as a result of our artistic ability through graphics and electronic media.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
these two girls are both enrolled in our graphics program. Audrey Farmery and Alexis Bias are both senior students in our graphics program, and it has been a pleasure to have them with us for 3 years at the ICTC. And they are getting ready to move on from us, of course, enjoying their senior year. And while they're with us, they've been helping out prepare for the downtown Indiana events. And so they brought some of their other products that they've
look
created.
at that.
So look at that.
Nice. Just show that to our Facebook viewers. Here, hand me one of those, please.
There you go.
And I'll hold that up really close.
Yeah, really close.
Why don't I make Audrey and Alexis do this?
That's right.
My arm's not that long.
Look at this cute little card, too.
Yeah.
All I want for Christmas is...
Oh, nice.
And so you fill that out, and then you can mail it where? To the Arctic Circle. And so this is a really fun activity that they used all of their graphic skills. And
beautiful. Now, inside this is holiday word searches, and there's a crossword, and puzzles of all kinds, a scramble. Wow, you guys put in a lot of work on this. Yeah. So is this a whole department thing?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody got to participate in something like this? Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, everyone works together to brainstorm what to do and stuff.
And there's two parts to our ICTC involvement downtown Friday night. So we're focusing these skills, sharing them with the community.
Yeah.
And 4:30 to 6:30 Friday night, pre-parade activities.
Oh.
Audrey and Alexis and a lot of our other ICTC students will be inside the Indiana Theater Building. And so families, come get your coloring book, come get your Christmas card that your children can use to fill out their wish list.
Yeah.
And it will be a great time. Culinary will be there with cookies and popcorn. And cosmetology will be available for face painting and tattoos. And our digital students are taking photographs. So it's a nice space that they're giving us right there inside the theater building. Last year, the building was not yet occupied, but as you know, for the past year, they've been operating it as a theater and doing a lot of different activities in there, but working with Eldora Rice, who manages that, and all of them were inside again, as we were last year, still providing all of these community activities.
Yeah. All right. So, Audrey, let's talk with you. What's your homeschool?
I'm from Marion Center.
That Farmer is a Marion Center name. You ought to be from Marion Center. So tell me about your role tomorrow. What are some of the things that you're going to be doing?
On Friday, for the last week, we've been working on the float. So Lexi and I have decorated it solely by ourselves with a little bit of help from the intern at Mrs. Fox's intern. And so it's all glittery and there's a lot of lights and everything. But we'll be on the float and possibly in the theater building. Yeah.
So when it comes to the graphic arts, what's your favorite thing to do?
Personally, I like the designing. If I get to design a T-shirt and then we get to press it, we get to use our heat press and make the T-shirt ourselves. That's probably my favorite part, to see it from beginning to end.
When you think back to first coming to the program, when did you come, as a freshman or as a sophomore?
A sophomore, yeah.
As a sophomore. And the skills that you had then compared to where you are now,
Oh, they're nowhere compared. It's
Yeah.
completely opposite ends.
Yeah. So if you're speaking to young Audrey right now, 2 years ago, you're saying, hey, this is what it's going to be like for you in 2 years. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. And pretty much a career pointing type
Yeah.
of a program. It tells you what you're going to go to next. What's the plan for you?
I'm hoping after I graduate from ICTC and Marion Center that I can just go straight into the workforce and use all of my graphic design knowledge and just continue from there. Maybe start my own business. If I get the
Wonderful.
chance.
Wonderful. All right. Alexis, right? Yes. Okay, Alexis, what's your school district?
I go to Marion Center.
You're
as
a
well.
Marion Center too.
We like our stingers.
The Stingers are well represented here today. So what about you? What are some of the things that you like most about the graphics department at ICTC?
I also really like the design process, seeing it finished to end, and then when we distribute it and being able to see it like up where we designed it for, and like other people getting to see it as well, and knowing that it was designed by us at ICTC. But
When you think about some of your favorite things to do in terms of design, help us through that process. What actually happens when you get a project and you decide this is what I want it to look like? How do you come to those sorts of decisions?
so we have to go through a bunch of like brainstorm and like research. So we'll print out a bunch of different ideas that we have and figure out ways that we can put them all together. And once we do that, we're able to choose the design we like the best, or like a couple designs, and we put them together. And once we have like a basis, we make multiple different copies. That way, if there's something we didn't like that we did, we can go back to the previous copy and just completely scratch the other one. But it takes a few days to finalize.
And it's a team process,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened with this booklet here
Yes.
that you came up with for tomorrow night. Yeah. So you came together and you decided on the various different elements of this particular book and decided to make it really cute on the front, little Santa Claus.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, when you're coming up with the artwork for stuff like this, where does it come from?
Most of the time we use a site called FreePick, and we get all of our stuff from there. And if not, we have students there that are able to draw us up little items that we need. So I don't know if anyone drew this. We might have had an afternoon student draw it, but I'm not too sure.
And then you come up with the wish list thing. I think that's really neat. Yeah.
Yep.
You put all that together. So what about you? When you think about where this leads you, the graphics department at ICTC, what's the plan for you moving forward?
I'm going to end up going to a 4-year college for finance, but I could use graphic design as like a freelance or a way to make money throughout college and after college as well. But
Yeah, that's a pretty good plan too.
yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're having fun in the program.
Right.
Number one.
Yes.
But number two, you're adding some skills that both of you can use in your later life. Terrific. Terrific.
And both of them are our NTHS representatives.
Uh-huh.
And we are so glad that they're doing well academically at Marion Center as well as at ICTC to get them into that NTHS. And that's what qualifies them to be on our float Friday night.
Nice.
So we're having all of our NTHS students who are able to come as well as our Skills USA officers and faculty and staff on our float. So aside from being in the Indiana Theater Building from 4:30 to 6:30 Friday evening, we're also participating with a nice float coming down the middle of the street, hopefully without any rain. Right?
Yeah, I don't know that you're going to be able to escape that. Wear something that is waterproof.
Waterproof, right.
Maybe,
But we just love community service activities and being part of that. It's so fun to
Yeah.
be downtown on light up night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, as you get through the season, the holiday season, I'm sure that it doesn't just end with what you're doing tomorrow night. You guys probably have a lot more on your schedule too, right?
Right. For like classwork wise, we still have to work on holiday cards for the ICTC to be able to send out. All the students or all the seniors will create a holiday card, and the administration will pick their favorite one and choose which one they want to use to represent the school.
Yeah. Sounds like it would be a great program to be in.
It is fun.
I would enjoy that.
I
With
enjoy
all-
working with those students a lot because they always see a different side to a project and they really add to it. So when these two were willing to work on the float, I was super excited because I knew that they'd be able to wrap those lights and just do some things differently than we've done in the past.
Now, in all, how many ICTC students are going to be there at the Indiana Theater tomorrow? You have a ballpark figure?
So we probably will have 20 to 30 students in there.
A couple of dozen in there?
Yeah. You know, cosmetology will have as many as possible so that they can accommodate the face painting and the tattoo. That's very popular with our families. And then, of course, the cookies and the popcorn. With culinary, I know there's about half a dozen students from culinary coming out, and 2 to 4 students, probably around 4 students from graphics. I also want to mention we also have some grab-and-go crafts available inside the theater building. We had some pre-cut pieces of wood that make a very nice toolbox or a stool, and we've included instructions and a picture so that families can take that home and take those pre-cut pieces and put those together as a family, and if they want to paint them, then they can paint them, and so it'll be a nice Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon project for our family. So those are available, as well as some wonderful photographs from our digital communications students.
Lots of fun with ICTC.
Oh, it is. Yeah. We're looking forward to it. And these types of events really help us show how the skills that our students are learning every day, the skills that they're preparing to put them out into the workforce or move on to post-secondary, they're being used in our community, on the streets, in the Indiana Theater Building. And folks are going to have a lot of fun with those Friday night.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Audrey, Alexis, thanks for coming in to visit with us today.
Yep, thanks for having us.
We appreciate that.
Be sure to share your
well.
pumpkin roll, Todd.
I don't know. I've got a studio full of guests coming today, and I'm kind of selfish when it comes to pumpkin roll.
Right. And then have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Thank you.
It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS.